Social media is a hot topic for any parent, and the target age is getting younger and younger every year. There's a new network for kids from the ages of 8 to 12 that's moderated by parents to help build positive values in a digital community so they aren't likely to participate in the body shaming, trolling, and cyberbullying culture. The CEO of Mazu, Janice Taylor, joins us in studio. Welcome, Janice.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
This is a topic that I'm a mom, I have 3 girls, I actually have somebody in that demographic that's 10. It is the top of all topics for moms. So how did you come up with this idea?
Well, just like you, I'm a mom. I have 2 girls. They're now 14 and 10. But about 7 years ago, I started to look at what had changed in our neighborhoods. Kids weren't outside as much. Parents didn't get out of their cars. They were on their phones. I was like, okay, what's happened here? Because when you emerge after a baby, you all of a sudden go, wow, there's life out here.
Yeah.
And I noticed that things were different, and I wanted to get to the bottom of it. And I noticed that technology had come into our lives in a very big way, almost like a massive storm.
I read in the Huffington Post article, which, congratulations, it's great exposure, but there was a quote in there saying that children now spend more time on their media than they do with parents and teachers, and that's just so hard for me to really grasp.
I know, and I think as parents, that was what I was seeing happening. You go out to eat and people weren't talking. And when you think about our little people, they don't come into the world with a device in their hand. We give them one. But what they really want is us. Those little people still want parents, but we've given them this device and it's so pervasive. And so I just felt we had to do something different about it.
A lot of moms say, I don't even want my kid to touch anything until they're, 13, 14, 15. But how do you feel this is better?
It's sort of the idea of swimming. You're in California and you're surrounded by water. And the very first skill you give your child is swimming lessons because you're afraid they're going to drown. And for me as a parent, I was like, they're going to jump into this world in the deep end of the ocean. We need to prepare them, and children need to be nurtured in an environment. So for me, it was about how do we nurture them, teach them right from wrong, teach them core values so that when they enter the world of the deep end of the ocean of social media, they're prepared, they understand what to do, just like swimming.
How does it work? So I know you said grandparents and parents were all moderating it, really.
Yeah, and for me, it's like 2 parts, one moderation and one mentoring. When you sit around a kitchen table, you're telling stories, you're really mentoring your child. So in our environment, it's about, first, we call it the digital village of love. The content there is all tagged with a core value. It's all been moderated and curated, and at the same time, that private family communication and engagement is fun and funny, but also teaching and engaging. So it's 1 part monitoring and 1 part mentoring.
So for my 10-year-old, if okay, I'm not going to get you a smartphone anytime soon, but you could go and be a part of this, how would she go about doing it?
So there's 2 ways to do it. You can go onto the app experience just on her iPad. It's all, again, private. You, the parent, are involved with your child's digital life. The content is there. They can sign up. You can sign up as a family. It's all in this really, really wonderful environment that's nurturing her.
Well, I think it's refreshing. Honestly, I feel like I finally have a little of a solution because I'm always saying, no, not till you're older, but this is something that they can do. And like you said, test the waters a little bit so they know what they're getting into as they grow older.
Social media has pervaded our lives, and one part of it is the content, but the other is realizing that it's just a tool. It's not a way of life. It's not going to give you all of that love and self-esteem that you really want as a child.
And it's not going away.
So we need to find better ways to manage it and better ways to really put it in its place. The balance has kind of gone off in our lives, and it's about bringing that balance back.
Well, I think it's a great idea, and congratulations. I'm definitely going to check it out with my daughter, and thank you so much for joining us, Janice.
No, thank you for having me. This is wonderful.